Israel means to wrestle with God. The very name of the nation points out that God is not looking for a bunch of perfect people through whom to save the world and bring the blessing of Abraham and end the human rebellion against our Creator. God is working with people with all sorts of flaws. So I'm not trying to rationalize away all those problems. I'm not trying to defend them as though they didn't make any errors. Most nations, they spend a lot of time, trying to paint over their past and make their heroes look perfect and without flaw and all the rest of those things. Israel did not do that. Israel pointed out that God worked with flawed people. In fact, the law, which is by some people's standards today supposed to be a standard of perfection that God wouldn't yield on, and so they couldn't earn their salvation, totally misses the point of the law. The law provided all sorts of sacrifices for the forgiveness of sins. Israel made all kinds of mistakes, but God was bent on forgiving them and giving them a new way. Now, He demanded in return that they not be idolaters. Why? Because if Israel doesn't complete their reason for existence, their whole reason for existence is to be an idolatry-free zone in the world. The rest of the world is already full of idols. They were providing an alternative, a way out of that lifestyle and a way out of all that mess. That's the reason why Israel was meant to exist in the first place. And if they became a place that was full of idols, then there would be no place in the world and no hope for the world. That explains why God had such severe penalties on idolatry in Israel. And that's the reason why He had the nations that were in that land prior to Israel's arrival, He wanted them wiped out because they had already utterly corrupted themselves. God had waited for 400 years to come to their rescue. It's so important that they know their reason for existence, their raison d'etre, if you want to use that fancy term. God wanted them to know who they were in the world and why they should be that way and what it meant for the hope of the world. It was the only hope for the world. Regardless of how flawed they were, God could work with them as long as idolatry didn't come to characterize them like it had come to characterize the rest of the world. We're going to continue to pursue this. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel, Stifling Jesus. Thank you.